is Dr. Alok Bharadwaj. I was Executive Vice President and CEO for Canon in India before I moved into Singapore. I worked in Fortune 500 companies, namely Tata Group, Motorola, and Canon. So leadership is no more, no less than making people get better. It took me 15 years to realize it. Once I realized, it was always the uphill.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Talk Vietnam. Now, there are two things that leaders of businesses all around the world have to worry about. The first is they all need business growth, especially in the times of constant change. The second thing is that they all worry about the future. And for this very reason, the one word they can't escape, and this contains both a dream and a nightmare, is transformation. And to talk more about this issue today, we've invited to our show, Talk Vietnam, a very special guest. He's an internationally trained coach and mentor to leaders of businesses around the world. His name is Dr. Alok Bharadwaj, and he's here with us to share more about his work in Vietnam, helping the businesses here in the country deal with leadership, and as well as the challenges, especially in the world of Industry 4.0 era. Thank you very much, Doctor, for joining us.
Thank you for calling me.
Yes. First of all, let's talk about leadership. In your opinion, what does leadership mean?
Leadership is a very simple and a very complex word. And it's very strange that multiple perspectives have emerged on leadership, and which has kind of distorted a real core meaning of leadership. To my mind, leadership is simply about doing four things. First, role modeling. Yeah. How people become a role model. And they don't realize that. Every leader is a role model. Every leader's behavior is being copied. You don't know, but all your staff are copying the way you talk, the way you believe, what you think, and what is your integrity. And that's role modeling. This is the first very important part of leadership.
Yes.
The second important part of leadership is about future. Just thinking about future. It's like charting your course. And a captain of the ship charts the course. That's leadership. Not the helmsman who is just taking and steering the ship. So that's the second part. The third important part of leadership is people. In fact, this is the most important element of leadership. Influencing people and influencing people's behavior is a very, very core part of leadership. And the fourth important part, of course, is the purpose of leadership is to produce results.
Yes.
So there is no leadership unless you can turn all of these three things that I mentioned into outcomes and results.
Yes.
So leadership is all about role modeling, future of vision, people, and results.
And results, yeah. Is the world currently witnessing a trend, a prominent trend in business leadership?
It is. One of the things that you may notice is the new era of companies, the new startups across the world, which have more and more technology into it, either as a part of the enabler or as a part of their solutions, value proposition, are beginning to look at a very different work environment. That's one very, very typical thing that I notice. The offices are not the offices of the past. You can't even differentiate who is the boss. You go into the office, honestly, you have to actually ask, who is the CEO? Because out of everybody, they're all working together. So this whole focus on team and creating a team synergy is the new currency of leadership in today's world.
For businesses, especially small and medium-sized enterprises, how essential is it to kind of update information on leadership?
So I always advise leaders that you have a journey. Your organization has a journey and your leadership has a journey. And let me remind you, you have a finite life. Humans have a finite life. That's how the nature has given us finite life. Your business also has a finite life. It will not live forever. And I sometimes scare them intentionally to create a sense of urgency. Yes. And I tell them, look at this record of S&P, Standard & Poor 500 index, and look at the companies in the last 60 years. And just see what is the life of the company. Life of the company 60 years ago used to be 60 years. Life of the company today, top 500 I'm talking, is less than 15 years.
Wow.
Companies are not able to live through. And the reason why they are not able to live through is the same thing that we were talking, agility.
Yes.
It is not that you are unlucky. Businesses don't fail. Leaders do.
Being agile is a key part of being a leader, and being able to lead your business requires a thing called change management. Can you talk a little bit about this?
So there's another interesting philosophy of mine, and that's also a very interesting saying, that organizations don't change, people do. The reason why people resist change in company, that typically leaders say, is because there is anxiety.
Yes.
What is anxiety? Anxiety is lack of knowledge and lack of control. If you don't know, and if you know you don't have a control, you are very, very full of anxiety. So all that leaders have to do is to make people sensitize and make them a part of change, so that the knowledge or information about why we are changing is more important, not what we are changing.
Yeah. There's a huge number of newly registered enterprises every year here in Vietnam, and actually more than 90% of all enterprises in Vietnam are small and medium, or SMEs. So what do you think about the landscape for the development of SMEs here in Vietnam?
Yeah, this will continue. Vietnam will continue to grow unless some unpredictable things occur, but 6.5, 6.8, 7%, in fact even more. I feel I can see in the air the energy and traction which can pull Vietnam a lot faster. So all those elements and attributes for a high growing economy seem to be here. So they will continue to grow. So I do see that more and more SMEs will grow here. However, 2-3 things are happening which are putting brakes. One, competitiveness. Today, again, break the barrier of Vietnam. We are a part of a global ecosystem. And therefore, competition is not in Vietnam. Competition is from anywhere. Opportunity, not in Vietnam. Opportunity is everywhere. So therefore, SME's mindset to begin to look at competition and opportunity on a wider canvas becomes very, very important. Yes. So this is one part. Competitiveness is not rising very fast. And one of the reasons why it is not rising very fast is this, that we need those competencies and capabilities. Well, both are different words, competencies and capabilities. We need both. And that requires change management, that requires transformation. So this is the other part. The third important part is that organizations, all these SMEs here, have a very big people-related issue. And that part requires naturally a leadership. Whenever you have people-related issue, before you solve that issue, you solve the leadership issue first.
Yes. Let's talk specifically about your programs here in Vietnam. What kind of enterprises, or specifically what kind of SMEs do you work with, and what is entailed in your learning program?
I studied few SMEs as a part of a short survey, and 50% of the SMEs said that their current concern is people related, HR related. About 25% of them say it is customer acquisition related.
What is that?
Customer acquisition and management means sales and marketing. Yeah.
Okay.
So they say we need more customers. That's how they would articulate. About 15% of them said finance. So for me, the top two are the ones which are the anchor. For both them, the third thing that they didn't say, they will never say, is about leadership. You will never say. You can't see yourself. God gave us eyes to look outside, not inside. Mine was to look inside. It is an obvious meaning. It's an inference that you can draw, saying that they also, therefore, could require strong leadership capabilities. So I decided that these are the three streams I'm going to work on. So I'm going to work on leadership capabilities, I'm going to work on building talent, and helping organizations to put the talent piece right. So talent management, the third area where I'm going to help, and I'm helping leaders here, is in customer acquisition and management, sales and marketing area.
Exactly.
And you can't take your eyes off. Very competitive.
Through talking with many of Vietnam's small and medium-sized enterprises, or SMEs, Dr. Alok has grasped their common challenges. He calls them enterprises' business pains.
When I ask business leaders, they tell me one of these business pains. The first business pain, many times people say, is my customer acquisition is slow, or I'm not able to retain customers, or I don't have a loyalty.
Around 200 small and medium-sized enterprises are present at this seminar organized by HBR Business School to listen to the sharings of Dr. Alok. His first advice to the entrepreneurs is to know when is the right time to start working on marketing and sales.
Sales and marketing only comes after the first mile. Don't create in the first mile. Because if you have powerful sales and marketing and a poor value proposition, it will die anyway. It will die faster. And you can't take your eyes off.
Even for long-standing enterprises with a lot of experience in the market, Dr. Alok's sharings are still very valuable.
Trong quá trình cũng làm doanh nghiệp là 15 năm rồi, thì tôi cũng có rất là nhiều kiến thức, nhưng khi theo học thầy thì thấy kiến thức gần như là chưa có gì, và quá trình học thầy xong thì về áp dụng được rất là nhiều vào trong thực tiễn cũng như trong công ty, cũng là tháo được rất nhiều các cái nút thắt từ phía lấy từ kiến thức của thầy.
More importantly, Dr. Alok has inspired many enterprises to commence positive changes.
Mình nghĩ là mình sẽ về thay đổi lại hệ thống marketing của mình. Quan trọng nhất là mình phải thu hút được khách hàng chú ý tới mình, thì mình mới làm cái tiếp theo. Tại vì một công ty mà không có gì để khách hàng người ta chú ý đến, không tạo được cái cảm giác khác biệt cho khách hàng thì cũng không thể tạo ra được một đơn hàng.
Sales and marketing are something that you say are like oxygen to businesses because it keeps them growing, it keeps them alive. Tell us more about this aspect and how the SMEs have been able to tackle it.
The first important thing that is necessary to understand in sales and marketing is what is now being called in the business world as customer experience. This happened about 8 years ago because companies realized, of course large companies realized that you need customers for a long time. The whole concept of customer experience emerged because you require multiple touch points. So I'll give you one good example. The other day I went for dinner to a restaurant and very nice food, and I ate food. Every bit of it was adding to my customer experience. From the entrance, they had a seafood aquarium. First touch point. It is shifting the needle a little bit. Oh, looks like a good, nice seafood. Enter a lady in a uniform, welcomes and talks about and takes us to the seat. Good customer experience. Third, there was a barbecue arrangement on the table, and there was a lady there, another one who was helping us to cook. Everywhere, every stage, the customer experience was getting better and better and better. Service was very fast, everything was very good. Then came a time when we were checking out. So we came out to settle the bill, gave the credit card. Sir, we don't take credit card. Huh? we don't take credit card. We only take settle cash. But why didn't you tell us? Why was there no board in the beginning? Why did you not mention that you don't take credit card? Why did you assume that your customer is carrying cash? And that was the last touch point that destroyed my other 19 touch points of customer experience.
Yes.
This is sales and marketing. Sales and marketing is not selling. Sales and marketing is building customer experience on multiple touch points.
Let's go back to the number one issue that many SMEs have, and that is not only acquiring talent and motivating the people in the company, but also retaining talent. So how can companies retain the talent and keep the talent that they've worked so hard in order to acquire or motivate?
So let me first share with you some statistics, which is true worldwide, and not just in Vietnam. So everybody knows this is a universal problem. Worldwide average shows that only just very few, about close to 18% people or 20% people are engaged. Most of the staff of the companies are typically either neutral or disengaged. Same is the situation here. There's no difference. And in Vietnam, most of the SMEs have this big problem. A very substantial part of their staff might not be engaged. SMEs have lesser problem. Bigger companies have bigger problem. SMEs, because the leader is involved himself, therefore, if his behavior is good, he can engage a lot of people. So this is one typical thing that I wanted to share, which is kind of a theme in the world today. And amongst all the recent trends on the human resources, engagement and motivation becomes as one of the key areas of focus for leadership. The other thing that people like in the company is career. People are not looking for jobs. We are mistaken. People are looking for careers. They don't find career, they leave the job. They don't find the career there too, they leave the job. But they're all looking for career. What are we doing? We sometimes do what is called helicopter lending. There's a concept called helicopter lending. Helicopter lending means that I have my sales executive. I'm not developing anyone to become a sales manager. My sales manager leaves, I go and appoint a sales manager. So the other guy comes like a helicopter, landed into the company. Large companies do helicopter lending even at the level of directors. I can tell you from my experience in Canon, I rose in Canon to this level as a senior vice president of Asia in Canon Inc. And in Canon, I joined at the level of an assistant director, and Canon does not appoint anybody beyond that level. They would never take, around the world they will never take a vice president from outside. No helicopter landing. You have to grow within the company.
Yes.
When that happens, two things occur. One, my value is aligned to company's value. I love, like, everything happens correctly. Full understanding. Engagement is good. Number two that happens is that there is a motivation for others. That people will find the growth within the company. People don't join jobs. People are looking for careers. People are looking for career. People are looking for work. Work means interesting work, challenging work, work where you can learn. People are looking for workplace where people are engaging. They are being respected, they are being recognized, and they are together creating synergy. And people are then looking for compensation salary. We reverse it.
Yes.
So I always tell leaders, consider salary compensation, but you miss the other three part. Your only reason will be the salary. So if you want to retain people, give them a jump of another 10-15% increment every year.
Yes.
But if you want to keep them for other reasons, do something on the other areas.
For you as a business leader, what type of business pains have you experienced?
I had variety of ups and downs in my life. But since you are asking about leadership-related areas, I was a terrible leader. About 15 years into my journey, which I call it leadership journey, and that time I called it as I, me and myself journey. 15 years into this, I was naturally a manager. I was doing all the 7 things that I call it now 7 bad leadership behaviors. All 7 of them. I was complaining, I was finding faults, I was having emotional volatility, I was having ego, me, myself, etc. And I was, well, one thing I didn't have, I wasn't nice, which I also call it as a bad leadership behavior. Being extra nice is not good, but I was not extra nice. So now what happened? People joined. I was pushing them. I had a charisma. I had fantastic relationship with customers. But back in my office, I just treated people as if it's a resource. It's just a resource to be used. And this resource can only be used when you push them around. And this resource can only be pushed when there is a fear. There should be a guilt. Just about every emotion which right now should not be ever created in your leadership behavior is the one that I was beginning to create. Yes. Not knowing what I'm doing. Till the time all 4 of them resigned. And
was that a turning point, would you say?
That was a big turning point in me. And I began to realize what exactly is leadership. I said leadership is not charisma. Leadership is not your drive. Leadership is not your intelligence. Leadership is EQ. Biggest component of that is your emotional quotient. And then I took a coach. My management gave me a coach because they found that there is one thing I had, and that is called the 4P mindset. And my management felt that that was the key for a good leader. And they said, therefore we are considering you as a bad performance but high potential. The 4P mindset is what they picked me for, which is positive, progressive, persistence, and perfection.
Yes.
These are 4 very, very vital leadership mindsets.
The Vietnamese entrepreneurs and small, medium-sized enterprises that you've met, what have been kind of the pills that you have given them to relieve their own pains?
There are 4 kinds of pills that organizations require for any business problem. Because business problems essentially fall in such a way that these 4 pills kind of correct these. One pill is what is the sales and marketing related pill, which means this is a pill that you use in your second mile mostly. You have to do the business right from the beginning, but mostly you use it in your second mile. And this is the pill that really helps you to scale up. And this you will use it when you find your market share is low, your market leadership you're losing, or your growth is not higher than the industry. The second pill that I often tell them is the pill which is a talent pill, talent development pill, talent engagement pill. And I say don't over focus on selection. Let your team focus on selection. That part is a challenge, but still focus on engagement, focus on recognition of the things. So that's a talent pill. And the third important pill I tell them is a pill which, don't miss that out. That's also a very useful pill that we can, just for the sake of understanding, let's call it as your pill of new value creation.
Yes.
You continue to reinvent your value. So I have to ask you, what is the value proposition last year? What is the value proposition today? And what will be your value proposition tomorrow? No change? Oh, you are slipping and dangerous, because something may happen in the industry and you will lose. So there's a third pill you must take. Every day take 3 pills. Huh?
Yes.
And the fourth pill is the most important pill. That's a big capsule. That is something that you must probably take 4 times a day. And that's a pill called a leadership pill.
Yes.
That's a behavioral pill. And that is very, very important. So these are the 4 pills that you must take.
Yes. A lot of medication for the leadership. Again, a lot of things to remember.
Small and medium-sized enterprises, or SMEs, make up about 97% of all enterprises operating in Vietnam. SMEs contribute to roughly 45% of GDP and create more than 5 million jobs. According to the General Statistics Office, 2018 saw the establishment of nearly 127,000 enterprises. Nevertheless, the statistic of enterprises undergoing bankruptcy were also in the tens of thousands.
Doanh nghiệp vừa và nhỏ Việt Nam thì đối mặt với rất nhiều các khó khăn, và theo tôi không chỉ là doanh nghiệp của Việt Nam mà trên toàn cầu thì cũng đều như thế cả. Có những con số trung bình là cứ 5 doanh nghiệp thành lập thì sau 5 năm thì đến 4 doanh nghiệp đã phá sản rồi. Đấy là công thức trung bình của thế giới, họ đã rất là phát triển rồi. Còn Việt Nam chúng ta, các doanh nghiệp nhỏ thì đối mặt từ việc là thiếu kinh nghiệm, thiếu vốn, thiếu nhân sự. Ngoài ra là vấn đề về quản trị.
Cái doanh nghiệp vừa và nhỏ, siêu nhỏ ở Việt Nam hiện nay ấy, thì thường là các cái lãnh đạo doanh nghiệp thì đang rất là thiếu nhiều về kỹ năng quản trị. Chúng ta hoạt động thường là theo kinh nghiệm, và nhiều khi là lãnh đạo là cũng ôm việc và cùng với nhân sự cấp dưới là làm những cái công việc hàng ngày. Chính vì đó thì cái sự phát triển của doanh nghiệp, sự bứt phá của doanh nghiệp là hầu như không có.
With the hope of finding out the secret to success and growth for his company, Hưng signed up to join in all of Dr. Alok's courses on business leadership. He has since applied straight away what he has learned and has seen changes within his company of more than 50 employees.
Công ty đã truyền thông nội bộ tốt hơn, lan tỏa cái chiến lược này, mục tiêu này, những cái tập trung, những cái ưu tiên của doanh nghiệp ở thời điểm hiện tại và những thời điểm tiếp theo, thì doanh nghiệp từ trên xuống dưới đều nắm được, cán bộ nhân viên hướng đến mục tiêu và năng suất lao động tăng lên, mọi người gắn kết hơn và hoàn thành cái mục tiêu của tổ chức và có sự bứt phá.
The knowledge on business leadership shared by Dr. Alok is not only beneficial to those running small businesses like Hưng, but have also proven effective for bigger enterprises with employees of up to 200 to 300 employees.
Trong việc quản trị một công ty hay quản trị một đội nhóm thì lâu nay chúng ta chỉ suy nghĩ về mục tiêu doanh số và những cái quy trình. Thì thầy có thêm một khái niệm, đó là quản trị về cảm xúc của đội nhóm, quản trị về cảm xúc của công ty. Không phải đơn thuần chúng ta là những cỗ máy, mà chúng ta là những con người thực sự, và không phải là cứ có mệnh lệnh, có mục tiêu là mọi người làm được. Chúng ta có 2 phần, một phần về lý trí và một phần về cảm xúc. Lý trí có thể nghe, nhưng nếu cảm xúc không nghe thì sẽ không thể làm được điều đó.
Not only sharing the secrets to business leadership, Dr. Alok has also inspired Vietnamese enterprises through a number of philosophies that he has gathered over his more than 30 years working in the market.
Tôi nhớ một câu mà tiến sĩ Alok nói, đó là tôi không thể thành công nếu như anh thất bại. Và điều đó có thể ứng dụng cho toàn bộ cả với mối quản trị, với quan hệ với đối tác, hay là quản trị quan hệ với các đồng nghiệp ở trong công ty. Với cái tư duy triết lý như vậy thì chúng tôi đã chia sẻ cùng nhau cái tầm nhìn, chia sẻ cùng nhau những khó khăn của từng bộ phận phòng ban để làm sao mà tất cả cùng win. Thì lúc đó toàn hệ thống công ty cũng như là cá nhân, các nhân sự trong công ty mới có thể thành công được.
So this past July, you've been teaching or holding workshops with Vietnamese enterprises, in particularly, leaders in how to build high-performing teams. What are some of the aspects that you hope that the leaders will take with them and carry through?
So I ask leaders, do you have teams? So all of them tell me they have teams. But I realized as we got deeper, and they realized as I got deeper, that actually they don't have teams. These are groups. There is a difference between a real team and a group. So as we began to talk, we found the best teams are teams created by nature. You look at we look at how the geese fly. When you see a V formation, if you have heard that story,
Yes.
those geese fly because they flap the wings, and when they flap the wing, they create a buoyancy for the other one behind it. So that bird uses only 33% less power, and gets the power because of this guy.
Yes.
And similarly behind that and behind that and behind that. Who taught them? And why are they doing, first of all? Why should I put my energy so that the other person can get advantage? And what is the other person doing for me? These are natural instincts that these birds have, which has taught them how to create high performing teams. And one of the important things for this is this mindset of how I am able to help the other guy. Which means if everybody within a team has this attitude that how I can make you better, then suddenly the team begins to work with a synergy. This is a very important part of a team because everybody is interdependent. They are solving problems. They are not reviewing issues. They will review issues, but that's a smaller priority. You of course have to review.
Yes.
You need a rear view mirror. You can't drive a car. But you have to look ahead. You can't keep looking at the rear view mirror. So priority, in fact, when you're driving the car, you're looking ahead more than you're looking in the rear view mirror.
That's true.
In organizations, we're looking at the rear view mirror more than we're looking ahead. So this team would then be looking ahead a lot more. They'll be more innovative. They will solve problems more.
They will be interdependent, supporting each other.
They'll be supporting each other.
Yes.
Mai currently manages a chain of shops in Hanoi with a total of 25 employees. She came to the workshop secret to building a high-performing team after having successfully applied lessons she learned from Dr. Alok in a previous course.
Thầy có nói rằng là chúng ta phải tập trung vào 20% cái nhân viên mà tạo ra 80% thu nhập cho công ty á, là họ phải được đối xử khác biệt. Và tôi đã thực hành cái điều đó cho đến ngày hôm nay là 1 tháng thì tôi thấy rất là hài lòng bởi vì là cái thái độ làm việc của cái đội 20% ấy, cái hiệu suất làm việc của họ tăng lên rất là cao.
The majority of those joining in the workshops this time have already participated in Dr. Alok's courses organized by HBR Business School. In spite of this, the students still find new, useful information in Dr. Alok's teachings.
Tôi rất là thấm về từ cái phương án của thầy là 3 năm mới nuôi dưỡng được một nhân viên gọi là nhân viên cốt, nhân viên để chọn, để nhân bản. Nhưng 3 năm cái nhân viên đó thì Bảo Minh cũng đang rất là lao đao bởi vì 3 năm bạn mới gọi là bén rễ. Khi bén rễ rồi thì bạn mới vươn cao mầm và để phát triển. Nhưng mà chúng ta không kiên nhẫn để xây dựng một cái giá trị như vậy thì rất là khó.
According to Dr. Alok, a high-performing team should only comprise of 6 to 8 people. Those in the team can then choose the next members. Not purely instructing theoretical knowledge, Dr. Alok also helps his students get into it through games.
Cũng vẫn là những con người đó, vẫn là những cái nguồn lực như thế, chỉ cần thay đổi cách làm, đoàn kết hơn, chia sẻ trong đội nhóm được tốt hơn và phát huy được năng lực của từng nhân sự một ở trong team, chúng ta có thể làm được một cái hiệu suất mà theo tôi tính toán thì theo cái cách của thầy như này là gấp đến 7,5 lần.
What do you think about the concept of failure in business? How necessary is it?
Failures are desirable. They're not undesirable. The level of failure is the issue. So if we don't fail early and if we fail late, it is worse. That's why we always say in business, anything that you're doing, new product or new launch or a new strategy or anything that new you're trying, new process, try and fail early. The damages are going to be less. But coming to failing, of course, why would you not fail? Because you're not trying enough. Because you're not taking choices. You're only taking one choice. You failed and therefore you didn't do. So you began calling yourself as a stable organization. And stability is not a word in dictionary of business landscape. But you are still trying to defy that. So this is wrong. What is right thing is, therefore, you continue to keep trying. How will you try? Leaders don't try. people will try. And people will try if you allow people to try.
Yes.
Now, how will you allow people to try? You will build a culture for people to try. And therefore, embracing failure is what you will have to do as a leader. If people don't try, then they will not be able to find out a right solution. Let it fail. So give more.
For young people out there looking to foster this new development into the future industry 4.0, hoping to jump into the business world, what would be your advice to them?
So my advice to them is that so far you were living in a cocoon, which is in a good way, because that was your early part of your life where you were gathering knowledge. And you were trying to differentiate it, mean what is the right answer. Good. Now you are moving into a business landscape. Now we want you to ask the right question. Your asking questions are going to change your life, because now you will begin to go deeper and find out why for everything. And that why for everything is that smart question that you will be asking. That's why we always say in the companies, the secret of even leadership is asking the right question, not giving the right answer.
Yes.
So that will be my message.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bharadwaj, for sharing your insight, a very specific insight into building small, medium-sized enterprises, but more importantly, building business leadership. We hope that your journey here in Vietnam in impacting the business leaders here in the country will continue successfully, and we thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much. And that has also wrapped up this edition of Talk Vietnam with our guest today sharing the insight into the business world and the core of business success. As we've seen, all lies in the leader and how he views his vision and how he impacts and motivates the people working for him. We thank you very much, and we wish all of the business leaders out there who've watched and who've shared Dr. Bharadwaj's advice will continue to succeed, to grow, to never stay stable, and to innovate. Thank you very much for tuning in here on our Talk Vietnam. We'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.